Okay guys, I should be live and you should be able to hear the music at a decent level and hopefully my voice clearly. Let me know if one's too loud compared to the other and I'll see what I can do to change it. But today we're going to continue part 2 of the GhostFreak Kaiju from the Ben 10 Kaiju series. That's pretty much where we left off, but we'll do a few hellos. So we've got hello to Alpha Dragon, hello Tegan, of course Minecraft Transformers, one of our moderators, Ben, Dr. Virus, Justin, Tipcentric, how's it doing? Robotic Artist 27. Howdy, how is this Cosmic Freak doing? Doing fine, but we're going to finish the character off a little bit later, which will be quite cool. I've just had a notification of something as well. I didn't have anything pop up on here. That's quite interesting. Did anybody see what that was? We'll figure that out in a minute. Get the music going back again. Snake Man says, make Ultimate Kevin. That will be in the list of kaijus. Our plan is to go through the original 10 and then do a Kevin 11 with a kind of like a fusion of them all. Whether it's going to be the ultimate form or not, I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely going to be a Kevin 11, sort of like an amalgamation of all the kaiju. So it's definitely on the list. I'm lagging. Am I lagging heavily or is it okay? I'll tell you what, if I'm lagging, give me a second. I'm wondering if this is going to be any better. So let me know, guys, is this any better? Because if this is better, then I was trying to kind of like pre-record it. A new subscriber popped up. Awesome. I failed to see the name of the subscriber, so if you're in the chat, let me know. But whoever you are, welcome to the channel. Appreciate it. Possibly. This kaiju is going to have most of the abilities of GhostFreak. So, the robotic artist says, do you think this freaky kaiju can possess others? Quite possibly. It would be quite cool. Ben says, also, you don't have to do the same look for the DNA in the first Kevin amalgamation, just saying. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do the exact same look in terms of where the bits are. I'm going to just take the coolest bits of all of these kaiju and put them together and kind of like find the correct mishmash, as it were. Tipcenter says, it was Lupin DSM. Well, Lupin, if you're in the chat, thank you for subscribing. Okay, if you guys haven't seen the community post, we've had a big day today for the channel. We've hit a milestone. We've managed to hit the 4,000 watch hours and get into the YouTube partnership program. So that's absolutely amazing. There's more stuff going to be happening over time on the channel. That's what more features get unlocked, which is going to be really cool. So I'm excited about that and what I can bring to you guys to give a bit more back. But yeah, anyway, let's get on with this illustration. Start working on a few bits. Ben says, I think it'll be cool to mix the Ripjaw's kaiju tail with the GhostFreak kaiju tentacles. Possibly, that would be actually quite cool. For the Kevin kaiju, yeah, no, that would be quite cool. But on this one, I'm going to start working on the light and shadows a bit more because we do have, unfortunately the music doesn't seem to be shuffling correctly, so I will be, if I need to manually tweak it, there might be a small delay between it. Yes, Tipcentric, it's definitely a party, and thank you so much for your help with filling out a load of stuff yesterday on the Discord. That was absolutely amazing, I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's start looking at how this lighting is going to work on this one. I kind of want to make sure I've got the... Because we put in a load of base shadows, I just want to make sure we kind of get the right effect when we merge the two because last time we worked on a load of values similar to what we did in the Roy Mario illustration, and then we're putting the kind of effect that I normally do, which is more the comic-y style with the solid shadows over the top. It seems a bit weird to do it, but subconsciously I think I was experimenting with merging the two styles for more detail. So we have a nice amalgamation in the techniques used on this illustration, which would be quite cool. I will definitely be sorting out this music as I go along. Hello, Ronald Cornelius III. This looks cool. Yeah, this is turning out really well, this Kaiju version of GhostFreak. In fact, I don't want the colour fill on, so I can actually add more in this instance. To this kind of section. I guess one of the tricks is also remembering where you've actually done the bits that turn into solid colour, because you want to remember where you've got them, which is quite fun and quite interesting. But being as this is a live stream, we can kind of do a bit more. So I say with the other videos, you can kind of zoom in a bit more on them, which is really, really good. And yeah, it's all good fun. Yeah, hopefully you guys saw the slight change of topic back to the events of today. Hopefully you guys saw the community post I put out earlier thanking everybody. I really, really do appreciate everybody's support for watching the live streams, the videos, even the shorts, whether it's 10 seconds or some people like Go for Dude watch the whole 3-hour amalgamation of the Multiverse story arc. I mean, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, we wouldn't have gotten this achievement without you guys, so thank you so much. Hey Noxie, how's it doing? Ben says, the only ones left of the original 10 aliens would be Accelerate, Grey Matter, Stinkfly, Wildmer, and Upgrade, which might be hard to do Upgrade and Grey Matter, Kaiju, just saying. Grey Matter, I'm going to do a smaller one, like from Kaiju, sort of the Kaiju from Pacific Rim Into the Black. They've got that young boy that can change into a Kaiju, so I'm going to do a much smaller version, kind of like a Prince version with more of the alien shape to it. Upgrade is going to be the hardest one to do as a Kaiju. I haven't figured that one out. It's going to have to be some kind of just epic creation from the engineers, really. I did think this would be a really cool series to do with some lore, but at the same time, it won't get... The process wouldn't get as much detail done on each Kaiju as we do with these live streams, because we spend a lot longer on them. So it's all good fun. Hello, Galhound19. Yeah, I think Wildman will make an awesome one as well. I'm going to be putting a list of those ones out when we go to do the next Ben 10 Kaiju live stream at some point, and sorting that. No, I didn't know Upgrade was an incomplete transformation. I did know it's based on the robotic suits, the galvanic mechamorphs, that Grey Matter's race use, which means that it's kind of a living sentient organism, or techno-organism, techno-organic, I think that probably is the right term. But at the same time, I didn't know it was an incomplete transformation. Probably would explain a lot, actually. Ben says, so are you going to make the Kaiju, the Grey Matter Kaiju, into a frog-like Kaiju? It wouldn't necessarily be a frog, but it'll be similar to the design of the Grey Matter alien species. And in terms of the Upgrade Kaiju, would be in a way Mechagodzilla, possibly, but it'd actually be a bit more I want to do it more complex than just a Mecha Godzilla. I need to just have that little bit level of complexity into it, which is quite cool. I will be, now that we've kind of got this milestone, I will be looking into ways to improve a fair bit of stuff in the live streams. So I say we've got the music coming through and hopefully a lot clearer with the fan being less noisier or making much less noise, and that's a good starting point. I am looking to add some interactive elements over the top to celebrate stuff, like almost like koi SpongeBobs that run across. I will be looking to do something quite fun and have it animated on there. I'm also looking to have something extra going on, but there's a few things that have been unlocked now for live streams and other bits on the channel, like super chats and stuff. So I may do a Q&A session at some point, which would be quite cool. So you guys can ask your questions away, dedicated just me talking backwards and forwards, possibly while drawing something for one of the videos on the channel in the future, which would be quite cool. That makes sense why it has Ben's voice. Galahad19 says, I saw the game characters question mark won the community poll the other day. Would it by any chance be a steampunk episode? That's undecided at the moment. I've been working on a couple of rough ideas that need to be fleshed out for video game characters so we've got part 2 as demons. Transformers were suggested. Steampunk. Fusing video game characters is another one, which would be quite interesting, which would be quite good. Oh, thank you, Justin. Yeah, it's definitely an exciting milestone on the channel. Kind of like a really big milestone, and yeah, it's surreal to think that 10 months ago I had like 690 subscribers and massively lower watch time, probably about 200 to 300 hours of watch time. So yeah, everything's paid off. All the hard work, all the putting everything into it, and you know, the live streams late at night and planning all the redraws and stuff. And it's nice to just have that sense of accomplishment and something actually happening, but also being able to go to the next step of the journey, which is really cool. I am a little bit stuck on one thing though. I'm torn between 2 potential videos. Next, I was going to do Ben 10 Demons. Yu-Gi-Oh! SCP did quite well, so I'm thinking of doing another one of those somewhere soon. Or doing the video game characters one for the next video on Friday. So I haven't decided which one. Video game characters might need to go back a week. Potentially, that would be quite interesting. Just to give that one some justice. But no, I am looking forward to doing all the extras and everything. I know what's happening. But that's not working. Okay, that's fine. I know what's happening with the music. I can fix that next time. Sorry, I just had a eureka moment. It's like, aha! That's what it's doing. Which is quite cool. Right, on to the next bit. So I'm going to focus on a set area at a time to do the shadows and everything. I want to try and nail down the kind of feeling for this GhostFreak Kaiju, and then emphasize at the end more of the glowing bits, like the Kaiju blood that's going across the body. So you see the chest down here, and kind of like the mouth has got that glowing effect from the Kaiju, but some areas will be a slightly darker glow, some will be a much more prominent and brighter glow. Galahound19 asks, Or says, those are all good suggestions. Would you by any chance do another community poll? I would recommend Mario, Street Fighter, Secure, Master Chief for the episode. I'm thinking for the video game characters, as I will do a poll for it. If I do a poll for that, then it will most likely be that one will get pushed back by about a week or two from when it's planned to go out, and we will have the have another one, maybe another Yu-Gi-Oh! SCP one or something that we can do. I do also need to do another dinosaur episode at some point, just to add that one in there. Dino Dinoclaw's not had an adventure in a while on his own, which will be quite interesting. Some interest in that. And we haven't done anything with the Venom symbiotes in quite a long time, so there's lots to bring back and do this year, which is going to be absolutely amazing and incredible. Oh, Zombie Demon, welcome to the stream, and that's not a bad idea actually. I do like Japanese folklore and that, so yeah, that suggestion's definitely going on a list for a possible future video. Whether it's Ben 10 aliens or famous cartoon heroes or something like that as Japanese folklore gods would be quite interesting, because I think if we broaden the spectrum out a bit, we could have some really cool designs, which is always nice and fun, to be honest. I'll tell you what though, the nicest thing about the achievement is there's no more chasing watch time. It's a massive ton of pressure off. I'm now dedicated to focusing on the content for you guys, so the setup, the video quality, the sound quality on the videos going forwards. I know sometimes it differs and it's not too great. Getting better equipment to be able to do stuff, like the odd thing here and there, which would be amazing. And then working on the story and the laws to get ahead a little bit on them and kind of like tie them all in a bit more and flesh out the ideas, which is all fun and exciting stuff, which I really want to get into. Oh, that's a good question actually, Galhan19. We haven't done anything on the folklore one in a while, which is a bit of a interesting one. So, sorry, I said folklore on the hell of a Pokemon, or the Helmon series. I don't know. I might take one of the new legendaries or the new Pokemon that's coming in. They've got those 3, which have those almost like DNA ribbons effects on, and they've also got that giant turtle with all the shapes and stuff on. So I can't remember the names. I am useless at remembering names, so I will apologise on that. But if any Pokemon fans out there know which ones they are, please feel free to put them in the chat. Although it does mean that we can have a fair bit of fun with designs now that they're bringing out a couple extra ones. I also have a video in the works that I've started to do with Pokemon, potentially creating my own Pokemon based off prompts. It's not fully fleshed out. I haven't got any lore from that. It'll probably just be design and design notes, but it's not quite finished yet. There's still quite a fair bit to do on that. It'd be quite interesting though. Dr. Virus says, my new OC Aqua Dr. Virus had created an advanced AI with the sole purpose of helping him with some of the technological and aspects, and someone to talk to, and a little bit of he want a daughter. Okay, and a little bit he want a daughter, protecting him from any potential threats he may face. He had given this AI the name Agua sometime. Agua. Okay, that's an interesting development in your story, Dr. Virus. Someone Demon says, can you also use Japanese folklore concepts such as Kagari to create your own original creature, monsters, spiritual beings? I am looking at some point to do stuff like that. Eventually create extra elements or extra, like my own versions or take on stuff, broaden it out. So keeping with the pop culture stuff that we do, where we take stuff as mech armors and we take some of the classic things, I want to do things with Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, obviously the classic Ben 10 and that, famous video game characters, famous cartoon characters, movie characters, comic characters, Spider-Verse, custom Sonas. So I'm working on the idea of a Sona video, which will be later on this year, but I'm trying to narrow down the list of possible Sonas to do. So there's a huge amount of stuff happening. There will be more updates on Patreon and the Discord for behind the scenes on these things. There will be the community post, but majority of the behind the scenes and progress and that will be on Patreon as well. Custom stuff like doing more custom creature designs and stuff will also be on Patreon, or if they're suggested, they get a higher chance from Patreon. I'll let you guys know once we do eventually load up some down the line memberships. There will be at least one video a month that's selected from the suggestions from the members, and it's guaranteed to be done. It'll be selected at random and it'll just be done, and then that suggestion will be taken out of the poll and it'll be another one, as a way to kind of like give back. So if you want a chance of a suggestion of something that you don't think will actually normally be selected on the channel, when we do get that up and running, there's going to be a couple tiers. So there's going to be you'll get access to the Discord regardless, but there'll be a couple of tiers, so that you know, we've got a lower tier where people can do the video suggestions and that, and we've got a higher tier for some of the advanced stuff, which would be quite cool. But that's just so I can give people a chance to do suggestions of stuff which we think are quite cool, or we can do things that are cool in the live streams or videos that we can't normally do with the whole YouTube recommendation system, based on the so without having to worry about whether the video does well or not, we can just do it because we want to do it. It was fun concept. Yes, definitely, Justin. Right, hang on, let me catch up with the chat, but I just caught what just said. So yeah, YouTube will be paying for my Switch funds, and it'll be hopefully over time paying for itself. So equipment, gear, everything to make the channel better and the experience better for you guys, and allow me to actually create better content, which is really fun and exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so what's artists? I'm currently working on a project to merge DC and Marvel characters together. Nice. That's always good to do fusion, especially between the two genres. I like that. Justin also says Friday is the last time we'll ever see Ash catch them. So did he catch them all or not? Sorry, really bad pun there, but I like that pun. I always have. So what do you think about the name Agua? Agua's not a bad name, Dr. Virus. Is there any particular meaning or language you've taken it from? Because I know agua is water in, I think is it water in Spanish? So you could actually play on the meaning of that as well, which would be quite cool. But yeah, no, it's not a bad name actually. I do quite like it. Galahan19 says, oh hey, almost forgot to ask, how's the community redraw coming along? I only just realised that I had a few misspellings in my submission. Don't worry about misspellings in your submission. The community redraw is coming along slowly, just because the submissions for the redraw close today. So by tomorrow they'll close, which would be quite good and fun, exciting. But also, I think the topic may not have been to everyone's liking, or they may have been a busy month this month. We've had less submissions, in all honesty and transparency. So I will happily say the twist for the next one is going to be something with it's going to be something Marvel related as the twist, but that means that the submissions will be very narrowed down with what they need to be once I type the theme up. But that's going to be the twist for it. I want to give a bit of a heads up to you guys if you're interested in doing it, because the Marvel kind of ones and that will be quite fun, and designing characters is also fun, but kind of want it to be it's going to have a Marvel-y twist, but it's not going to be designed you know, it's not going to take you can't take a Marvel character or put it into the Marvel universe. It's going to be something else with very specific details to then I do something really crazy with it. I say crazy. I'm trying to get a funky idea in place for it, but we will see. There's always the good old-fashioned way I can go back to what we did on the first community redraw, Marvel related, but yeah. Oh, Tipcentric, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can I bring that up? Oh, I love how that looks. That's amazing. Thank you. And thank you for testing it to see if Super Chat is working. I really do appreciate it. Ben says, Dempsey, you could turn Kratos from God of War into a demon. Actually, Kratos was on the list of potentials for the video game character one. I know it's been requested a few times, and it's a really cool design, so he's in there somewhere on the potential lists, depending on what I'm doing with them. Galahan19 says, I enjoyed your Yu-Gi-Oh! As SCP's video, and would recommend Fiend Mega Cyber for the sequel. Now, I'm sure that's the one with 2,200 attack, and it's the yellow and black design with just the top half of the body, like from the chest up, with the two kind of like curved spike bits up. If it is, I love that card, so that'll be quite an interesting one. I do have a few selected for the sequel. I also have a couple popular favourites for later on down the storyline. I've already mapped out something really cool for the series. I'm kind of going to start off with an SCP base and move to a Yu-Gi-Oh base in the lore, and that's all I'm telling. But it's going to be really cool and really fun. Robotic Artists, I currently have a King Shark and Thanos combination in the project, and yes, that's Water in Spanish. I did think it was Water in Spanish, but that's not a problem, Dr. Virus. The word can have many meanings, but if you like Agua as a name, then I would go with that name, and if you want to put a meaning behind it, give it a specific meaning behind it. You can make a completely new one up, but I do like the name. It does sound quite cool. Zombie Demon says, support if Mortal Kombat characters were Pokemon and or yokai? Potentially. That could be interesting. Snake Man says, make Ultimate Kevin. I will eventually. As I said earlier, I won't be doing it in this stream because we are going to be finishing off the GhostFreak Kaiju, but it is definitely on the list of the Ben 10 Kaiju. We're going to be going through quite a fair bit, so we're going to go through. The plan is to do the original 10 aliens, a Kevin 11 Kaiju, and then we're going to go on to doing some of the other aliens. So it'll be like Feedback and some of the Ultimate Aliens or Ben 10 Alien Force aliens that you brought in, like Vampire, Water Hazard, Armadillo, and all that lot. Arctic Guana. We're going to bring them all in as kaijus over time, building up sort of like the Ben 10 Kaiju universe is the main plan for the series. Alpha Dragon. I am planning to do that. Whether I do a I don't know if it's going to be a video, but I do want to do some Genshin artwork as a digital illustration. So whether I take the characters and we change them up in a live stream, I will be doing something Genshin related. And I keep putting it in the community polls, but they never seem to get picked. So I do like the Genshin game, and some of the characters are absolutely incredible in design. So sorry, just realised I've not done the super highlights in it. So I am looking forward to bringing that up and moving that forward, which would be really cool. Hey, DempseyJ Gaming, how's it going? Did you see the community post today? Do you know the news? Because I've not told you it today. You knew it was happening at some point, but I haven't told you. Can you guys hear me and see me? We're back. Can you hear me? DempseyJ Gaming, I'm hoping we are back up and running. Cool. I'll tell you what, just to make absolutely sure, can people put a 1 in the chat? Just put a 1, just the number 1 in the chat for me a minute. The whole system just froze and just almost shut. Ah, thank you. I'm glad this stream's continuing. I did not expect it to just crash, which was I just had panic mode there. I'm glad I could continue streaming and it kind of still worked, which is really cool. So we'll have to sort that. Perfect, thanks guys. I'm just gonna take the hoodie off because it's a bit hot from the computer and that. But yeah, yeah, no. As I was saying, DempseyJ Gaming. Did you see the news today for the channel? Other than that, I kind of jinxed it and probably killed the machine doing that. I do need to reconnect the iPad a minute for the Dr. Virus. Definitely to 5,000. We're going to get as many watch hours as we can, but we don't need to worry anymore because we're in the program. We're not chasing them. We're just working on all the other stuff, content and that, which is brilliant. It should be reconnecting, or if the stream actually died now. Okay, are we reconnected? I think it glitched and died. Hopefully we are back. It froze again. Hopefully it should be back now. If we're not back, and okay, can you guys? Perfect. We'll continue this. I do apologise, guys. It was a case of a loose cable for the power connection, and the laptop struggled and pretty much, for lack of a better word, it was about to die. So we're back on the mains. We're working. Got music going. Got me talking. It should be back up and running shortly. If you say not again, I think it's a bit of a lag. It will be up and running now, so we will continue where we left off. DempseyJ Gaming, can you? It went off again, but I refreshed the page and came out. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow connection, but it should be back to normal now, which is quite good. So yeah, just hopefully it'll be fine from here. I don't know. It's actually showing the preview now, and it's actually going around, so it should be fine. It's all showing a good connection at the moment. So hopefully it's going to be working. You guys can hear it fine and see it fine and that. The stream health, I'm just going to double check that a second, guys, to make sure it looks good. It says excellent, so hopefully for you guys it'll be amazing in terms of quality. But anyway, yeah, DempseyJ Gaming, are you still there? Yes, I commented. I may have missed it. Hang on. Nope. We're in the partnership program. We've done it. We've been accepted. We've hit that milestone. So yeah, it's amazing. In case any of you don't know, DempseyJ Gaming is my eldest, but they don't know the news yet, which is awesome. But yeah, okay, so if we're back up and running, then we'll continue with this illustration to add elements to it. But like I say, I'm planning to, anything earned on the channel now is mainly going to go back into the channel. The only exception is I really want to switch by the end of the year. Other than that, everything's going back into the channel to basically give you guys a much more better, like I say, a much better experience. I kind of feel that because I wouldn't be here without you guys, it's only fitting that I try to improve upon, you know, the story, the lore, the quality of the art, the variety of what we do, and just do what we can do to make everything continue, really, which is going to be really cool. What has everyone been up to today? Because my day's been really manic. I won't go into all the ins and outs for the weekend because I had a manic weekend, but Titcentric kind of knows, and so does DempseyJ Gaming. I've had a very strange and chaotic weekend with the whole getting into the program type thing. But I'm just wondering, have you guys been up to anything interesting or fun? Oh, I didn't realise that was still up. There you go. Thank you so much, Ben, for letting me know that. It would automatically take it off, but where it froze in the connection, it's taken a minute or two for that to catch up. But I do appreciate that, Ben. Thank you. Oh, if any of you guys like Five Nights at Freddy's, be sure to check out DempseyJ Gaming's channel. They've been doing a couple of videos recently on it, so you know, nice to support people. Have a look. Tipcentric's got some awesome shorts with some amazing tips that I'm going to pinch at some point for certain things. Minecraft Transformers has some absolutely insane builds. I don't know how you do it in Minecraft. Literally, I have got no clue how well you build so brilliantly in it, but sorry, but my hat's off to you. That's absolutely incredible. Am I glitching again? I don't know if we need to end the stream and start a new one. I don't really want to do that. I think we should just continue. If it's glitching again, it's probably just intermittent. I tell you what, keep an eye on it. Let me know if I glitch a lot or not. Because if I am glitching quite a fair bit, we will sort something out for this. But at the moment, I'm just going to continue because the show must go on. Which is quite cool. Also, do you guys want to see more episodes with, I've asked it before, but do you guys want to see an episode next month with the Beast Tamer coming back? Potentially. Because I think we could have some fun with that character. Oh, Ben 10 Seymour's would be quite interesting. No, Dr. Virus, it's not you. It's I thought a certain cable was plugged in and it wasn't. It's completely my fault. I was so excited about the live stream and continuing, and that it wasn't plugged in 100%, unfortunately, which was a bit of a shame. So, creators error, rookie error, newbie error, whichever you want to do to say, yeah, go for it. But yeah, I do also want to do on a community redraw a really, like I said before, a really wacky episode. So on the community redraw, the last community redraw, Enter the Beast Tamer, I challenge you guys to leave a comment of a crazy, in one sentence or a paragraph, if you can, of a crazy idea for a community redraw story at some point. Whoever will get picked when we do the redraw, the credit for the inspiration of the story will go to them. They will get a shout out. And what I want to do is, for example, I think someone in the Discord, I'm not sure it was Venomized Toothless or not, I can't remember. Someone suggested Nexum stumping his toe and trying to unstump it throughout the multiverse. So I want some really wacky idea. And if you believe the comments, then we'll be able to do that, which will be quite cool. Hopefully, let me know if the glitching's back. Hopefully it's kind of balanced out now. Or it's buffered and caught up a bit, which would be quite cool. It's glitching again. Is it actually glitching? If you guys refresh your page potentially, I don't know if it's worth me. It seems okay for you. Okay. Dr. Virus, try refreshing your page just to double check that it's not glitched. Hopefully it's just an internet connection thing rather than anything else. Tipcentric says it seems okay to you. Anybody else got glitching, or is it seeming fine? I'm just trying to figure out if we need to stop the stream and move it to another stream and start another one, or continue with what we've got. I'm hoping we can continue, because it's nice to have a whole kind of like stream in one go. It's always fun to do that. What if Cartoon Network, Disney, and Nickelodeon made each other's best shows? That would be quite good. Hey, Crazy for a Day. It's good for you. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've been lurking in the background, but it's always good to see you. It's nice to see regular names. It's also nice to see new people. So if you're new and you're lurking in the background, if you want to, feel free to say hi. Always new people are welcome, and joining on the chat. If you've got a point of view for the discussion, feel free to mention it. The only thing I do ask, which the people who have been here a while do know, is we try to keep it family friendly on the channel, and because of YouTube's policies, keeping it family friendly is ideal. That's the only thing I ask of you guys, is to just respect each other in chat and keep the conversations clean. Other than that, welcome to the stream. Ah, cool, that's good to know. It's playing nicely for people. Always reassuring to know that. I still have to do a video, believe it or not. I've still got to do a video. I've got to do lots of videos. No, I have to do a video where I use the pen display and 2 bits of software, Photoshop and Sketchbook, and then use the iPad with Procreate, so that you guys can try and guess in a community poll which one was done with which in the comments, and I'll basically call them 1, 2, or 3, or just say, I won't say which one it is, I'll just name each piece, and you just got to write the names next to what you do, and I'll pick a winner, and the winner will get a... What can I do? I'll tell you what, the winner on that one will have a single illustration as a commission done. A single one. So you can pick a character, it can be a fusion, it can be a swap or something. I will do that in my style. That'll be done. Off camera, that'll be done. If you want it to be part of a video, I can do that as a standalone little video. And that'll be the prize for the person who guesses it correctly and gets picked from a random selector. I think that'd be quite fun. Oh, zombie demon turning gods or goddesses into vampires would be quite interesting. I'd have to think that one through, but that'd be quite an interesting one. Qualitoon, God, I love this design. I'm so glad that you like it. It was so fun to do this kind of like Kaiju design with GhostFreak, and pretty much have this entire concept going into place where it's kind of like a more like a serpenty snake style, which works really well. A good tips for drawing a wood texture. I will show you in a minute. I can show you on here how to draw a wood texture. In fact, let's do it now. So it's really simple compared to what people think. You just need a solid brush. Put a flat, it depends on how textured you want it to be. A textured brush would make it 10 times easier. But if you're doing it yourself, then what you need to do, and we'll use this as an example, once you've got the basic bit in the colour, you just basically need to draw these shapes. Almost like circles and random shapes here and there. And as you start to do them, if you look at actual wood, you've got all this grain, and the grain bits. You don't want them to be. You can do the same shapes, but you don't want them always to be linked or consistent. But over time, you start to kind of get almost a wood type feel. So if that had a, I'm going to be really cheeky now, so I apologise guys if you're watching this, but if that had a kind of wood colour behind it, I didn't close the lines, sorry. So if I just do this super quickly, you kind of get a wood feel from that straight off the bat, and then you just add your light and your shadows onto it, but that gives you it, and the closer you put the lines, the more textured it will look like. I know it's a bit cartoony, but that's a simple, really good way of illustrating wood that comes out. It comes out quite clear for people, so it works quite well. They will undo all this, but hopefully that little tip's helpful. But yeah, it's kind of that idea concept for wood texture. I think that's probably the easiest way to draw it. The other way to do it is obviously a load of straight, kind of like straightish lines down and do them close together depending on the type of wood. Get a reference image, definitely get a reference image for it. Minecraft Transformers asks, have you done any drawings of the original Zoolords? Liga Zero. No, of the original Zoids, Liga Zero. Zoids. No, I haven't. So potentially would have to kind of look at that. If you're talking to me, Minecraft Transformers, it would be really cool to potentially do a Power Ranger type episode. Okay, Dr. Virus. Thanks for joining the stream, and we'll catch you next time. Zombie Demon, what if you turn plants and zombies into demons, ghosts, yokai, and SCPs? I would probably do a variety episode on that one. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I definitely would look at a variety episode for a Plants v Zombies series, to be honest. I kind of feel that there's so much diversity between the plants and the zombies that we could have some really interesting designs happening, which could add to the look and feel of the individual illustrations. It could also make the story a bit more interesting for what genre I put them in. I haven't watched Popcross's one this evening yet, which hopefully I will. Well, I'll probably watch it afterwards, so I'll watch it tomorrow. It was nice to see him comment on the announcement I did today. I had to thank him because without his original shout out back in May last year, May the 20th, it wouldn't have kick-started things, and without Koi's continual support, along with the support of everyone, obviously, but Koi's helped me with the live stream setup and a few things. It would have taken much longer to get where we are today. So I'm one of those people who believe, credit where credit's due, and I appreciate everyone's efforts. All our moderators, Minecraft Transformers, DempseyJ Gaming. I'm trying to think who else we've got. I know we've got Koi as a moderator. Can't remember who else we've got as mods on the channel, but basically everybody who helps out, and then again all you guys who show up. It's nice to actually have people to talk to when you're doing something live. Yes, I believe it was Ben. The first shout out I ever got was the Dinosaurs as Demons episode, and DempseyJ Gaming will remember this if they're still here. It was basically I was sat here just working on the artwork for a video, and my email just started blowing up, and we didn't know what was going on, and we were both in shock that I'd gotten a shout out. I never expected it in a million years, so it was super surreal. Because I've been watching his channel for a couple of years and that, and about a year earlier I'd said to DempseyJ Gaming, wouldn't it be awesome if he did a shout out for my channel? It'd be amazing. Just randomly in a comment, just, you know how it is, you just see a YouTuber you like and you're like, I wonder if they could do that. And then, you know, lo and behold, about a year later, he did a shout out and it's like, oh my god. So it was surreal, but no, it's been a really amazing journey, to be honest. If anybody's interested in doing YouTube, I would recommend, the best advice is just go for it. Literally, just go for it. Do a channel, do some videos, see if it's for you. There is one thing, if there's one advice I can give you for YouTube, you have to have the mentality, and it's easier said than done, but this is the best advice I can give you. A lot of people think, I'm going to put this at the end of one of my videos actually, probably the next video, just for everybody who's not on a live stream. A lot of people think that success and failure are separate things. You can't have success without failure, and if you're a YouTuber, you need to expect to fail. There's no two ways about it. You'll have a video which you won't like, you'll have something you do that you don't like, or it doesn't work as well as you want, or it doesn't get the views you want. Don't give up. Learn from it. Question it, learn from it, go, and you will succeed. That's the biggest secret. In fact, that works for everything. So, life lesson there. Failure is a part of success. You can't succeed unless you fail. So, go for it and try it. Obviously, that applies to trying things sensibly and not anything outrageous. But yeah, it is true, and it's amazing how many creators they go on a really good, without being mean to creators, because you know some creators will get lost in the numbers and things are going well, and as soon as it starts going downhill or it's not what you expect, it hits you hard, and you've just got to remember the wording that I've just, the words I've just said. Failure is a part of success. If it failed, figure out why, change a few things, try again. You will get there in the end. If you stick with it, you'll get there. If you asked me a year ago, even after the shout out, if you asked me a year ago, do I reckon I'll be monetized in 2023, I would have said no, not a chance. And I'd put off live streams for months and months and months, and yeah, it was daunting for me. That first step's the most hardest, but it's also the most worthwhile. You will always remember the first step you've taken on the road to achieving something that you want to achieve. That first big step, that first key moment. And for me, it was the live streams, and it was joining Koifish Gaming's Cuphead live stream. Nervous as hell, never played Cuphead before, got invited to join, thought why not, sat here, joined it, had a good time, done live streaming since. So I got bit by it and off I went. Yeah, I think my computer secretly tasered this and everything else. The computer definitely just went insane on that one. In fact, it went insane tonight as well. But the joys of live streaming. If you're a YouTuber, expect something to go wrong on your setup as well. Live stream or videoing, and just go with it. In fact, I say YouTuber, the best plans don't always work out, so just go with the flow. It's perhaps the best bet. I'm hoping the advice I've given is useful to somebody out there watching, or who will watch the stream through afterwards. I do like the fact that Popcross does all these helpful tips and advice at the end of his videos, and that's amazing. I think there's not much more else I can say on that. If most of the community will watch his videos as well, so if you want useful advice, check out his videos. If you want something slightly different but similar content, check out my videos. If you love both, thank you so much. Zombie Demon says, what if the characters from Danganronpa were in DBC and learn to use... That'd be interesting. Crazy for a Day says, kind of like riding a bike, you can get tips and facts, but you might scrape a knee or two. Yeah, exactly. You can learn as much as you want about it, but I learned so much more that I can now pass on to other YouTubers in the YouTube Discord I'm a part of, or in the community, from actually doing it and gaining experience. Knowledge is power, experience is key. You want to have confidence in something, you need to experience it, and you need to build up your experience. That's all confidence is building up your experience. Once you do that, you're set. Just don't get overconfident. You know, there's a level where it goes too far, but there's a massive sweet spot in between where you just build the confidence up, you just keep going with it, and it's great. And Venomized Toothless is the moderator. Yes, thank you, Minecraft Transformers. I knew there was others, I just couldn't remember them all. As the community does grow, I will be looking for more moderators. The growth of the community is going to be something that I will be focusing on in the future. So our next big milestone, I've got 2 this year. I want to get, I'm aiming as a channel goal to get 2,500 subscribers by the end of May, and we're at 2,314, 15, something like that at the moment. And then hopefully 5,000 by the end of the year if all goes well. And then to build that up and build that up. And the larger the community is, the more we can do, the more variety we've got for the community redraws, the more fun we can have, the more suggestions for stories that we might not think about. Just all the fun we can have and just build this community up and get things going. So I'm looking forward to doing some milestones and taking things to the next level, really. Exciting times for the channel, and all of you that have been here for the start and the growth, you get the, I want to say luxury, privilege, or honor, but they sound a bit, you get to join the journey. You get to see how the channel develops, and hopefully if you've been here since the start, or even since that shout out a year ago, you can see the difference in the quality and the quantity of back then to now, from just continuing to go with it, which is amazing. I'd like to see Bloodborne characters turn into Pokemon, or at least Pokemon-like creatures. Cool. That'd be quite interesting. I do need to do a D&D one, actually. I was thinking of doing a D&D Minecraft mobs one again. That's always fun to do, especially with some of the characters. But we also got Minecraft mobs Venomized, and a load of other ideas we started with the SCPs and that. They all need to be brought back to life. I will say, if we can get to 3,000 subscribers, Minecraft Transformers is going to love this concept. I am going to bring back the Multiverse story arc with a special episode where I venomize all 5 of the Dinobots with lore and story. So normally the Multiverse story arc has 1 Transformer or 1 character in it, sometimes 2. I am going to do all 5 Dinobots and their final form, like I did with the Predacons, in one big story for the Multiverse story arc. I've started mapping it out in my head from where we left off, and I'm looking forward to bring that back in, because I noticed we haven't done Venomized stuff on the channel in a while, and I think that's where a lot of fun on the channel was. I knew the Venom stories with the symbiotes. I knew how to. I knew the stories with the symbiotes. You can't go wrong with a Venomized story, you know. Symbiote comes and gets you, takes you over, bonds with the DNA, turns you into a really, really, really kind of like scary version of the character. Awesome fun. Yeah, I'm looking to bring that back, and you know, if you guys want to see it, obviously, if we get to it, I'll do it. I'm not sure what style I'll do that in to start with, but it will be coming back in like full force, which would be awesome. This is all in the dark area. Sorry, just slightly changing the subject back to the artwork. figure out where things go. I mean, that's if you guys think it's a good idea to bring that series back. That was kind of like a monthly series on the channel, and then we kind of branched off to a couple of things like the Phobias of Dragons and that. And some of the older series on the channel that everybody loved has kind of fallen back a bit, like My Magical Academia, turning characters into dragons from a load of series. I haven't done that in a while. Anime dragons and stuff. Minecraft mods. What else did we used to have? We had quite a few. Transformers. Subnautica Transformers Part 2 hasn't been done yet. Ben 10 Aliens as Demons. I mean, we've got so many fun stuff to do. Maybe you can turn D&D monsters and races into Ben 10 Aliens. That'd be quite interesting, actually, Zombie Demon. Do the reverse way around if I'll make people do it. Possibly. That'd be quite a cool one. Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea, actually. I quite like that idea. It's technically the whole part of this. I'm kind of looking to just add slightly less detail in the rest of this kaiju, not because I want to take away from it, but I want the detail to draw you to the face, so the kind of like the tongue, and almost sort of looks like two heads on the top of the head, and then kind of the rest of the back of the body and that to be not quite as prominent, even though it's going to have the light and the shadows on. It's not going to be as highly detailed as the rest of it. I think that would be quite cool and quite fun. But in order to do that, obviously you've got to kind of build these up bit by bit. Trying to think, is there any best way to put it? Are there any series that we haven't done in a while on the channel? Feel free to look back later on and comment on the bottom of this video, this live stream, that you want to be revived. I think I'm actually pinned that as a post on this one. Stuff to come back. I know I've promised a few things, so we are going to have a steampunk episode happening. I still haven't fleshed out the narrator properly for that one. I can't decide on a voice for the character. That's the hardest bit. I can't decide on a voice for the character. I can't distinguish it enough or do an accent enough for it, or what I deem as an accent enough. So I need to figure that out. So I've got to figure that out, but other than that, it's a case of I would like to revive some of the older series and give them the modern artwork now, or do redrawing some of my old episodes and artwork and just do design notes on them at some point. Teen Titans Jam Swap. We venomized them and I turned them into demons. So those were the ones here. In fact, funny story actually, now that I've got the access to more tools, I had a rather nice surprise. Well, I say nice, it made my day. I found a channel on YouTube that has reacted to 2 of my videos. I can't remember the name of the channel off the top of my head because I briefly looked at it, but it was my Yu-Gi-Oh! SCP and my Phobias of Dragons recent one, and it made my day. I kind of felt like doesn't matter the size of the channel, if someone does a reaction video on your content, that's it. You've made it on YouTube. You've made it, as far as I'm concerned. It made my day. I was really I was pleasantly surprised that it was that anything actually came up. So I watched them, and they're not too bad. Yeah, the channel doesn't have many subscribers, so it's a new channel, and they do reaction videos and that. But yeah, Popcross's videos were on there too, which was quite nice. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. So if they are in the stream lurking, or if they're watching, keep it up, keep going. I have to say, I don't mind reaction videos, if that makes sense. I'm not worried about them as such, you know. It's quite nice to actually get criticism on your videos, if there is any, or, you know, get the reactions of people on it, which is really cool. Justin says a parallel universe episode with the narrators. I'm actually planning, it's going to be later on in the year, way later on in the year. I am planning either an alternative universe, like you said, parallel one with the narrators, or I'm planning them to meet alternate versions of themselves. Ridiculously. It's going to be, if it's an alternate version, it could be their opposites. So Demonica's a demon, I might make Demonica in the alternate reality an angel, or similar to Mercy from Overwatch, I might make Dinoclaws a dinosaur, I might make the other one AI cyborg. I'm thinking that would be quite a cool concept to just mash them together, but that will be way later on in the year. I've got a whole clear board bit on this side now. I'm excited to put plans and goals. We're starting going through the redraws. I've got a couple of redraws to sort out, so I may actually use it as a redraw. Oh! Zombie Demon, yes, that was in the last video. Phobias as dragons. I turned, get ready for this, I turned Needles, Fog, Spiders, and Popcross into Phobias dragons. Be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it already, because that last one is my favourite one, the Popcross dragon. As soon as that got suggested, that was it. That was it. I couldn't resist. I was so happy to do that one. That was like, there's no way I can't do that. You know, even if it was a joking suggestion, there's no way I can't do it. And it's one of my favourite phobia dragons that I've ever done. I will do a Patreon plug, actually. I'm going to be really what's the word? Really self-indulgent here. If you want to get like this Kaiju as a high-res version at the end, the Diamond Head Kaiju, which is our, I can never say it right, but it's our Crystalline Diamond Defender, which is the big green blue guy that you can see in the background above and below me. And any of the artwork from the channel going back for quite a few videos, and all the Phobias as dragons artwork and that, is high res, and I mean this is high res. This is 18 inches by 24. This can print A2 size. If you took it down to printers to print it out, you could have an A2 poster on the wall. If you've got it printed yourself and got yourself a frame, which would be cheaper than going to Teespring or something to do it. You can get it for £5 a month, access to all of it and behind the scenes stuff. So if you guys want to and can afford it, don't worry if you can't, but if you want to and you can afford it, and you want to, it's not going to put yourselves out, and you want to get access to all the high-res artwork to use as backgrounds on your phone, your iPads, your computers, print them off on photogloss paper and they come out quite good quality. I haven't got any on this side, but some of the ones I printed on photogloss paper myself have come out really well. In the past, the colour does go down a tiny bit, but they come out really well, so it's an option. But yeah, that's my Patreon plug for you guys. You can get access to a load of stuff coming up. If I can give the narrators Pokemon, what would their teams be? Oh, that is a really, really good idea, Justin. I would love to give the narrators their Pokemon forms that I did in the what if the narrators were Pokemon. I still have to do a second one for that because we haven't explained how they got out of that universe. Whoops. But anyway, that'll be a flashback episode later on. But I do like the idea of maybe giving them that. I think Nexum will have the Paradox variants from Violet. So Nexum would have the more tech ones. So maybe the I can't remember the names of them, but the Iron version of Tyranitar would be his one. I'm only going to do one Pokemon for each. The Monica I expect would probably be. I like the Chandelier one, the kind of like the candle one, but it's evolved form. Oh, just throwing the pencil away. But the evolved form. Dino Dinoclaw, it's going to be a dinosaur one. I think Great Tusk would probably be the one for him. I think he would like that one. Powerful, strong, but yeah. Thingy. Aeronfold. I would like to think it'd be a form of dragon. So it'd either be Rayquaza or a Mega Charizard X, the Black Charizard. I think I've got the name right on that one. Those would be my narrator ones, which I think they'd have. However, I would love to give them also their own narrator version, their versions of them as Pokemon, and the evolved forms I'm going to be designing at some point. Yeah, that Ken Kaneki dragon, just, I don't know what happened. I wasn't thinking when I drew that, to be honest. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, which version of Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Because it's an amazing series, that one. They did go too dark on it at times for most people, but I loved it. It was actually really good, especially the artwork. And one of my favourite characters from the series is Ken Kaneki, the main character. So I love to put him into a dragon. I just thought it worked so nicely to be like this half human, half dragon, kind of like a Dragonborn from D&D, but like a Drake form. It's like it just worked amazingly. A haunted mansion, possibly. I'm not good at drawing mansions, but I might do a graveyard. That could be quite cool. What else have we got? Or haunted building, possibly. We'll see. Sevenfold would be a dragon and fighting Pokemon. Yeah, actually, the artwork for it, they are. I will show it at the end. So Enfold is more of a dragon type Pokemon. Dino Dinoclaw is kind of like a dinosaur, a grass type Pokemon with a book, and he's still got his Dinoclaw. I thought it'd be quite fun to keep his Dinoclaw in his Pokemon so you know it. The Monica's a weird mishmash at the moment in her starter form, and Nexum's this weird mechanical mech type one, which is quite cool. Yeah, you're pretty much on it for their teams as well. Nexum was a steel electric type in his Pokemon. Demonica was a dark ghost type one, which could potentially have poison. Enfold was that, and Dino Dinoclaw, well, Dinosaur. Yeah, you were spot on with those, Ben. Nice. Who's still here? I know we've got Ben and that in the chat, but do we have anyone else still here? Let me know. Let me know who's still alive and about. Zombie Demon says, I love Dark Things. My favourite part of Tokyo Ghoul anime is episode 12, where his hair turned white and he beats Jason. Best episode 5. Yeah, I like that. I'm notorious for clicking my joints, so I love the way they added that. He just goes to go up a gear. He just goes and clicks a joint with his fingers. He just like that, and it's just like that's it. Shifts up a power gear. That was an ingenious idea. Hey, Crazy for a Day, and Tipcentric. Glad you two are still here. That wasn't even intentional. No, Ben, but that was amazing. I kind of like the fact that you got all the types I kind of thought of for them from the Pokemon episode. That was really cool. That's really good when that happens, actually. It means I know I've done my job right if other people think those will be the types of the narrators. I do also want to continue the narrator story. So as I said previously, and for anyone who's new or missed the live stream, I will be developing the narrators. Probably not from this redraw because it's going to. I don't know how I can fit that in properly. Actually, no, maybe I can. I'll have to think on that because I haven't finished all the lore for this month's community redraw. But going forwards from at least next month's one, April's. I say April's, maybe May's. Going forward in the community redraws a bit later on this year, so maybe in a month or two, I'm going to be having parts of the main storyline with the narrators and what's happening with chasing down Loki and the development of their personalities. If there's not a full-fledged episode for the narrators and what's going on and they're encountering, there's going to be hints or key things dropped in that will tie back into the story overall. I want to kind of have them join together so that people still get little bits here and there for the development of the characters, because I've got a few things in mind. Like Nexum, even though he's come to terms with Benny Sharp being a great mech armor guy, in the Phobia this Dragons episode, he's still got a bit of a phobia of Benny because he's got that insecurity. So it's kind of building up those and getting him to come to terms. You know, he even if the guy's the best and he's got that, he's not the best. Or Nexum's got to learn to deal with his ego a bit or something. Or Nexum is the best, but the way he goes about things, it's the whole personal growth. I mean, these are just ideas thrown out. I haven't actually decided exactly what Nexum's lesson's going to be, but they're all going to have an individual lesson for their personalities that they must learn, and that's going to help them be able to battle Loki in the end and work as a team. That's the kind of direction I'm going. However, I don't know all the details, and that is subject to change dramatically depending on how the stories go. Potentially creator of a day. I didn't actually think about that. Wouldn't the narrator gang technically be Ultra Beasts, Pokemon whose origin is in another world? Yeah, they would actually, probably. Yeah, I think you're right, Crazy Day. That's something I completely missed. In essence, they are potentially Ultra Beasts. Yeah. I'm not labeling them as Ultra Beasts though. They can be a form of Ultra Beast, but I'm not going to give them that label. Just because that's a great idea and I've started something, unless they evolve into a form of Ultra Beast. Ooh. Maybe that should be what I do. They evolve into a form of an Ultra Beast. Because there is I've got a plan of how they get out of that Pokemon dimension. However, it's down to the most unreliable member of the team. In fact, that's the point. Here's a question for you guys. Who do you think is the most unreliable member of the narrator gang? Put the name of the narrator in the chat. Ben says, I guess for Demonica she would betray Loki. Can you elaborate on that? Because I've already planned out, in fact, actually, yeah, I've already planned out Demonica's, not in detail, I've already planned out Demonica's I've planned out Demonica's future actions, but not the future lesson in my head. I've not put it on paper. Can you see in the Nexum voice? Can you say in the Nexum voice? Who? Okay, hang on. Hey kid. Hey Justin. Who'd be afraid of an Italian garbage man that makes the mech armors and drowning gopher dudes and then immediately screams? I mean, sounds a little bit of a scaredy cat if you ask me. Hopefully that works for you. I haven't done Nexum's voice in a little while, but yeah, that was actually quite fun. Hey, it was just a guess for Demonica's lesson, like you said. Yeah, no, it's a good guess. It's not the lesson, but I'm just curious how you think she'd betray Loki. I kind of want to see what people's ideas are. I'm not going to actually confirm or deny anything on this. I'm just going to say I have a few plot twists for each of the narrators and everything lined up in the future. I've got plot twists for where the story could go. Minecraft Transformers, me. No, Justin, Aaronfold. Actually, Aaronfold's really reliable. I think the one who's the most unreliable is Nexum, to be honest, in my opinion. Just because his device he relies on never seems to work when he wants it to. He's not reliable in a pinch. Other than that, he's really reliable. Yeah, Justin, no, that's quite good. It's I'm still working on a way to slightly differentiate Demonica's voice for Dino Dinoclaw, because without the pictures, you've got Demonica Darkstorm, and I can't do a female voice very well. I'm going to say being male, but it's just because I'm really crap at voices. So it sounds like my normal voice, or it sounds like Dino Dinoclaw's voice, so it's like, Demonica Darkstorm here. But then you've got Dino Dinoclaw, which is kind of like based on David Attenborough, so it's going to be like, here deep in the wilderness we have a rare breed of dinosaur. But the voice is quite soft like Demonica Darkstorm's, so they're quite close, and I need to figure out a way to separate them a bit, which is kind of one of the reasons why he went into the Dino Dinoclaw's dilemma, as well as I needed to make him more useful in a way. Goku meets Goku. That'd be interesting. Maybe turn video game characters into mech armors like Bowser, Mega Man, Warden. Also, Demonica realizing that Loki is a bad influence. Yeah, Loki is a very bad influence, and I'm interested to see how some of the storyline develops. I mean, Loki's already kidnapped an agent from the Department of Multiversal Matters, Agent Psycho. So that agent will possibly have a future reference to them. I haven't fully decided if they're going to have an actual story plot come back in yet or not. The Team of Terror, as some people have named it, which has got Necron Raven, Knuckles, Omenstar, Cyber Storm Dragon. I can't pronounce all the names, but basically the team that blew up the cabin and completely owned our narrators. That was going to be I don't know if they're going to come back properly. I might. It depends on what everyone thinks. I'm going to probably do a community poll out when I'm thinking about bringing them back. They won't be back in like being redrawn. They'll be back with maybe a reference and like the narrators in the videos. You've got the artwork icon. That'd be quite cool. Maybe do a bit of a demon mix with a woman's voice. I've been trying to, but it's a bit difficult. I mean, you say that this is kind of like part of Demonica's going forward. She's got this voice at the moment, but I need to find a way to just re-emphasize some of the aspects that are happening for the characters, because once we do that, it's going to really bring the story together. And I'm looking to improve stuff. So I'm looking to get a decent microphone instead of using the earpiece to sort out talking. I'm going to get some sound panels here, and that'll kill the echo. You won't see them on camera. They're going to be like this side here, and maybe one behind me down there, and some lights around it. You might see that one to stop the echo off the wall, and that's going to make things a lot clearer as well for the quality and the audio quality. I think once I get those in place, it is literally self-learning and improvement with stories. Bit of a menacing tune for that. As soon as I said that dun sound. Let's go to the next tune. Yeah, I'll go to that one. So it will be quite interesting, but I'm looking to develop my storytelling abilities more. I feel if I can push it a bit more and get a bit more emotion in it in the stories without making them too much longer, or making them much longer, it will work really well, because I've got to work with the time constraints of working a 9-to-5 job as well, so I'm trying to balance it all out. But yeah, I want to improve the storytelling, because I think that will really, really make it more interesting for you guys. Can I turn Plants vs Zombies into new D&D races? Oh, Zombie Demon, you've just found potentially the Plant vs Zombies story idea. I like that. Can you ground one of the narrators of your choosing? How do you mean ground? Do you mean ground as in they're grounded and they can't do something? Or do you mean ground them as in annihilate them, ground them, wipe them off the face of the planet, or kill them off? What if all the Marvel was actually a Monster Girls anime? That'd be really weird. Justin says, which South Park character is worthy of the Omnitrix? Kenny. He needs it the most. You could get a voice changer. Yes, Justin, I have looked at that. Once I get enough stocked up from now being monetized, so once the channel rakes up enough over time, I will look into the prices of them for the software I use to edit and see how easy or how well it is to get one. I did look at one before, but it was way out of my price range for a decent one. I couldn't find one that would work for it. That would be really useful to do that. A voice changer. I'd love to get voice coaching lessons to be able to do lots of accents as well, but a voice changer is a potential idea. It's not set in stone. The Monica's voice can change. In fact, potentially all the narrators' voices can change slightly, but Nexum and Erenfold are definitely going to keep their voices how they are. There are some free ones, Justin. I didn't have the time before to look and invest a lot of time into it when I was coming up with the Monica as a character and working on it. It sounds really daft, but all my time was either on the stories and the artwork, working, or kind of hitting this milestone that we've achieved in the last couple of days. So I'm looking at stuff like the bits to like a voice changer for Demonica to improve that. I may redraw the narrators at some point in a much more digital painting style, which I think will also be quite fun to do. Because I kind of like want to do some more just casual illustrations of the narrators and stuff for the stories, which would be quite cool. Zombie Dragon, Justin, that time I got reincarnated as grounding, like putting them on punishment. Oh, yeah, no. Dempsey, you could try Dirtbag, Groundchuck, / Antoka into the Venomized team characters. Yes, I've got to do Baxter, Stockman, Krang. I've done Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder. April O'Neil's got to be turned into one. Casey Jones, Foot Soldiers in general. I'm definitely going to be turning all of them into it over time. I think Azimuth would have a smoothie with Nexum. I think he would also be wise to Nexum trying to steal some tech and let him have the lower end and harmless stuff out of the tech over time. Kind of like, I kind of feel Nexum and Azimuth would have a similar relationship to what Ben Tennyson and Azimuth has. The start, Azimuth wouldn't really trust him, and then he kind of would trust him but not trust him and just let him get away with things. Which seems a bit odd, but I've got the feeling that would be the that would be how I could see that one playing out, to be honest. It would be rather interesting, but yeah, that's kind of how I see that one playing out. Right, let's just add a bit more. I mean, the weird thing about this is I know GhostFreak kind of in this form, sunlight is not great for GhostFreak, but I've done all this lighting on the character. But I think being a kaiju, the engineers would have made it so he's got all the abilities but few of the weaknesses, which will make it even more interesting as a kaiju, because how do you beat that? That would be quite interesting. Justin, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series where April gets mutated and it's permanent. Yeah, I can see that happening. That'd be quite cool, actually. So this is the main bulk of this kaiju. I want to obviously merge a couple layers down because I don't want to merge down. That's empty now, I believe. So I want to put a couple layers underneath because I need to. Now we need to make this more of a kind of a spooky atmosphere. So it doesn't really matter much about the nebula, but I kind of want to. What am I looking for? Do I have any up here? Sorry guys, I'm just looking for some at a second. I do. Just need a small bit of tissue. How would you beat this kaiju? Concentrate solar radiation? Possibly. There are other ways of beating this kaiju, which I will probably add at a later time. But yeah, there will be ways to beat this kaiju that will work rather effectively. Which will be quite fun. Pretty weird, but you just want to know some effects, so you don't need to know a huge amount of effects in something to be able to do what you kind of want to do with them. What have we got? Imagine Kratos has a JoJo stand like Star Platinum and he says boy boy boy. That would be quite funny. Power Rangers don't exist in the next universe, by the way, as we learned once he took over the stream. Yes, that is true. I believe I'll have to go back into that stream, but then again, do they exist, or is Nexum just saying he doesn't think they exist because he doesn't like someone being able to create a mech armor beyond what he's created currently? That'll get you thinking. Yeah, he could destroy GhostFreak. That could be quite an interesting method of doing it. Kind of want to colour fill this, do some really. I know we were going about a haunted house, but this guy's going to be massive. I mean, I'm thinking we just need to, like, just do this massive, like, mountainous region and just do a night sky in that. I'm just thinking, you know, we're on about doing a mansion, but kaijus are massive. Are we going to have a mansion that big? I think we should just do a really spooky area. Hey Tony, welcome back. Glad you could join the stream. Yeah, we're just basically working on the background for this one and then seeing what else happens with the illustration. It's probably not going to be a really late stream or super long stream tonight. We did have a technical issue earlier, but we've gone for about an hour and a half. We'll probably hit maybe 2.5 hours. Should be quite interesting. Can we have Ben in the background? Um, how? How are we gonna do that, Justin? Because Ben's gonna be like small. He's gonna be tiny. Where would we put him? I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just trying to figure out where he's gonna go. It's gonna be kind of interesting to find out where he'd actually go. Zombie Dragon, potentially that could be a future video idea. I do want to turn other things into kaijus as well on the channel. I feel that will also have quite an interesting outcome on things. Oh, that's a paintbrush. In front of him. I might be able to do a silhouette of a character. I don't know if it'll be Ben, but I could do something for size reference. That could be quite potentially interesting. I think I kind of want some... Oops, move the whole thing. I want to put some light rays in for my cloud brush set. I do love these light rays for their effect. But obviously they're not going to be quite like that. Mask. Oh, not clicking mask, remove that. An actual mask. The whole idea of this is I want to take out a whole chunk of the light, almost like it's just got a little bit of light coming down on. Just try and break the light up a little bit on this one to kind of give it that atmospheric effect. Kaiju's awesome, but that would be cool if Diamond Head as Kaiju. Actually, Tony, Diamond Head as Kaiju is the one that's above me. This is our Diamond Head Kaiju that we drew, which is quite cool. What if you put ghost faces in the fog for that drop? And possibly, I might add some extra bits into it, give it a bit more of a spooky effect in a minute. I do have an idea for some bits as well. I might actually make it part of his body go translucent with the background. Zombie Dragon says, any chance of turning Phobius into My Hero Academia quirks? Possibly. I am doing a potential new series. We did the first one on a live stream, which is turning Ben 10 aliens into heroines, female heroes from anime, and I'm looking to put them in the Ben 10 universe, Ben 10, My Hero Academia universe, as a gender swapped version of Ben, or even Ben himself has a quirk or a device, and it allows him to either summon or change into each of these female heroines, and he's at a UAI high, like My Hero Academia school. I haven't fleshed out all the ins and outs of the story, but that's a potential series that I'm really keen to start on the channel at some point. That's definitely one that will be happening this year. Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I've got a question for you guys, actually. Anybody over on the Eastern Standard Time? And if so, what time is it over there? I'll tell you, I'm glad you like that idea. Yes, it is. The plan is to have that as a but have you found a way to make a diamond head xenomorph? No, I haven't, zombie zombie dragon. I would love to make a diamond head xenomorph. I need to figure out a way of doing that. It'd be quite interesting. Maybe the acid blood melts it enough so that it could be implanted from a face hugger. I need to figure out the law on that. Is that 7:51 in the evening, like PM? I'm assuming it's PM. 7:52 PM. 7. You took away 5 hours and 10 minutes. 2 hours ago. Yes, PM. Have you guys had a time zone change, like a time change on your time zone recently? The only reason I ask is I stream at, say, 10 o'clock at night because it fits in the UK time, and it's 10 PM UK time. Now, often I do notice for a week or so, or every now and again. Oh, who have we got? Oh, thank you so much, Koi. Koi with a super chat. Congrats, man. I've been out all evening. It's been a blast to see you grow. Cheers. It's been awesome having your support and your help to grow. It's absolutely insane and amazing. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't invited me to your live stream, I wouldn't be doing live streams now. Or if I was, I wouldn't be. I definitely wouldn't be as confident as I am on them now. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, it's been absolutely insane, and it's an amazing journey, and it's going to continue. Yeah, definitely things has happened last week. That's why. So the only reason I say is because the UK time zone, going back to what we're saying, the UK time zones only change twice a year. They go forwards an hour and back an hour at 2 different times of the year. I don't know if that's exactly the same over where you are, but I've noticed Popcross's videos are coming out at like 9 o'clock now, and it's like, well, that's an hour before they used to come out in the UK. It's like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, wait, does that mean mine an hour later? Because it's the same time for me regardless, but for you guys it's obviously shifted to be an hour later or an hour earlier. Coach Gaming says, my pleasure, man. We all have different talents. Yeah, and yours has been a technological god in comparison to my knowledge when it comes to live streams and stuff. But yeah, no, it has been absolutely fun and insane, and it is so nice to not be chasing the watch hours. You did miss it earlier though. I had a loose power cable, so the laptop almost died completely. The stream was still connected, it froze, and then I got the power cable in and it kept the stream going. So somewhere back at the start of the stream, you just get a black screen, which is kind of ironic, but yeah, it was quite interesting. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine Zara and Tony. It's just one of them. It's like it shifts. So all my streams will always be 10 PM UK time when I do them and my video's going out. So if you're not sure what time and there isn't a premiere going, if it's not out to no time you get it, it's just because it's going to be an hour late. You look for the UK time. But yeah, black is better than green, to be honest, Koi. It had a bit of buffering as well, but when people refresh the page it was fine, so I will edit that out later. It would explain why it was lagging when I tried to record onto an external hard drive at the start of this, because there was no power going through, which is why it's gone a little bit right and crazy. But that's not a problem, that's all good fun. All part of the fun. Right, I want to get a... Do I want a galaxy stamp or do I want a... Yeah, let's try that one. Everybody's gonna be like, what's he doing? Oh, I quite like that actually. I'm having a bit of fun here. Oh, that looks awesome. What if video game characters were either Chainsaw Man Devils or Demon Slayer Demons? That could be a potential one. I will be working some things out for the video game characters video. I think I'm going to have to do a poll out, a text poll for which version, so we've got 5 options, but that's definitely going to be an interesting one. Yeah, do you know the really crazy thing about all my art is when I do these concepts or these mismatches, I never have an idea of what the final picture needs to be. It's very rare I kind of think I'm going to do Ben 10 as a kaiju, or like Diamond Head as a kaiju, what can I do? All I thought is, what's a good kaiju I haven't used? And that's it. And here's a reference of the kaiju, here's a reference of a couple kaiju, here's a reference of the original character. Let's go. And same with these backgrounds. I don't actually plan them out to be anything super, I don't actually plan all this out. This just happens live on stream. This is the same process. I just experiment with stuff and it works out really well. So it's quite cool. Justin, I will still protest for a Black Clover episode at this point. I actually do want to do one. I just haven't figured out what genre I want to swap them into. I don't know if I should do Black Clover as Transformers or not. So I have got Black Clover on my list. It's been on my list for absolutely ages. I just haven't found a subject or something that I think will do justice to the characters yet, and that's the only reason I haven't done it. I know, it was when I said I don't really figure it out, I don't really plan it, and we've just got all the sentimental music. Let's get something a bit more edgy on. Yeah, we'll have that one on. Yeah, it was quite like a moment. Oh, Koi, best thing was I was asking DempseyJ Gaming if they found out that they've seen the community post for the update because they didn't know the milestone we hit today, and then it just went the whole stream just went, which is like perfect timing for a short. I'm gonna have to find that bit and stick it in a short. When you ask if anybody's seen your update for the day on YouTube, this is what happens. But yeah, it's definitely going to be. Oh, it's just definitely one of those fun bits that we do. I kind of feel that if we've got that in there, do I want to? I do kind of need to. Color dodge. That's the particle spray, isn't it? We do need a couple just. That there needs to be above them. We need a couple. Doesn't seem daft. I'm going to try not to have too many. But we do need a couple. I kind of feel we just need a couple that's just. Just to add a bit of feel to it. Tommy Demon says, "What if My Hero Academia villains were in Demon Slayer?" I've got a plan for Demon Slayer stuff. I've got the most of the concept planned out on that. I've just got a few small things to do on that, and then I will be launching that on the channel. But I'm not saying when, because that one's going to be really fun. I'm going to do a little character in the foreground. I don't know if it's going to be Ben. I've got to figure out where I'm going to put them, but there will be a little character in there somewhere. Justin. I just need to obviously make some of this a bit more. I think maybe the reason it doesn't look right is that needs to be at the. That's better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be super cheeky on this. I want to turn. Have I got enough layers to do this? Yes. Right. I'm going to be super cheeky on this. I need to turn everything but our Kaiju off. Copy the canvas, go to above our Kaiju, paste it in so you don't see the difference. These all need to be grouped into a group layer now that we can lock and turn invisible, and then we turn everything else back on. Now the reason for this, and you're going to find out in a minute, is because now I can mask this layer once I actually get another layer free. Now that I can mask this layer, and if I pick the right brush, which will be a soft brush, drop the opacity right down, make it a bit larger for what we want, I can actually just start working on making some aspects of this Kaiju actually fade away for the background to start showing through. Just want in a few areas. I just want to give the feeling like it's a ghost, like it can go transparent a bit. Yeah, sorry, it was GCSE, which would probably be the equivalent of, I was about 15 or 16 at the time, so I don't know what that translates to over in the US or other places, but it's basically the higher end of secondary school, just before going to college and uni. Yeah, I failed art. Oh, well, I failed graphics, which was the art course at the time. Yeah, but look at me now. Just goes to show, failure is part of success. It's an actual live lesson. I never gave up with my art. I stopped for a couple of years, picked it back up, and this is where we are now. We've got a channel that's monetized finally, or part of the YouTube partnership program to get all the extra bits out, which is amazing. And you know, I'm just pulling out these artworks as things happen, just making them more and more just more fun and more interesting. Okay, so we need to do something in the foreground. I need to merge a layer. I don't have room for an extra layer. I need to figure out a layer to merge down. Can I merge that down? Oh, do we like it like that, or do we like it like that? So if I've got that one, or we've got the... Which do you guys think looks better? This is 1. That's 2. So 1 or 2. Put it into the chat now, which one you think looks better. And we'll go with that. Just while I adjust myself. Justin says, I seen the new Shazam movie yesterday. Awesome. Can you turn phobias and creepypastas into anime monster girls? Potentially, Zombie Demon. It depends on how that goes, but I haven't made any creepypasta dragons that I'm aware of. I do need to look into that. One. So Crazy for Day says that one. What do you guys think? I'm happy to go with whichever one it goes, but if we've only got a 1, then we'll go with a 1. I'll put some more music on. I will sort the music out over time to be playing more consistently. I'm not entirely sure why it's got this issue, so I will look into it in the next week. That's cool. If we've got these down, then I can... that kind of adds to the effect, so I need to figure out how to... Yeah, actually, if I merge that down, that's not too bad, because I need that extra layer here to be able to add our silhouette of a man. Scalamish, do the hand. 1, I think, yeah. Dempsey needs you to tell the difference between pictures 1 and 2. Me, they're the same picture. Yeah, the only slight difference was that the whole background at the top around here, yeah, this whole bit that I'm coloring black up here, was just more of that blue colour here in these parts. That's pretty much the only difference. The only difference. So if we're doing Ben, I kind of want to give him a... What colour do we do him? Maybe a little light blue character. Where are we going to put him? We're going to put a little character down here. Look at me, I'm tiny. I don't know if that's going to work, but that's probably... I don't want to do too much detail on Ben because we haven't drawn the character yet. And we will be drawing a character, whether it's a kaiju form or a normal form. I might actually add a little bit of colour to this, actually. It might be a little bit nice. He often wears a green jacket. Oh no, actually, he needs black, white, dark green trousers, dark hair, blur him out just a little bit. What do you think? They're sent in the middle of the foreground. How am I going to do that? He's going to be in like the gap between... That's not going to make any sense, Justin, because if I do him dead center in the middle of the foreground, he's going to be like there. That makes no sense to the... Well, actually, no, that kind of works. I kind of like that, actually. That kind of works. I didn't think that was going to work, but that's not a bad idea. We haven't decided actually. It could be one or either because the kaiju's massive. It makes no difference. We haven't actually figured out or established which Ben it is currently. That's something we'll have to actually probably put to a vote or something to sort that one out, which would be quite cool. But yeah, no, it's really really surreal. So the only other thing I need to do on this then, I think this is kind of done. I'm just wondering what we need to... Teenage Ben would be cool. Yeah, but I didn't want to do the screen jacket because that's obviously like a Ben Tennyson character. I want to copy the canvas. That's what I need to do. And I want to just paste the canvas up here. Perspective blur right in the middle. Do I have enough for this? Yeah, I'll erase it very, very carefully. You want to just erase around the face of the Kaiju, around some of the details here, to give this kind of like feel to the background, kind of going in. Don't know if I erased too much actually. So I need to go down a bit. Maybe I just need to erase that bit there and that bit there. Kind of has the feeling like the atmosphere feeling. And I know Ben who's Omnitrix mutates him into a werewolf monster, but deal with Kaijus would be pretty cool. Isn't that just Ben Wolf? Like an adult form of Ben Wolf, but a mutated Kaiju version of Ben Wolf? Because that would be interesting. Yeah, Koi, I did a shameless plug for Patreon earlier, but that's one of the things that I'm looking to build up to give us the freedom to do more artwork that people want to do. And I have said, starting from aiming for this month, but basically each month a Patreon suggested video will be done as one guaranteed video a month out of the suggestions list from there, and I will do a little bit of lore or a straight off illustration depending on if there's too much lore to work in or what the concept is, and it'll be turned into its own individual video that will get released, whether it's a bonus video or main video depends on the suggestion, but it will become an actual suggestion and then it'll get crossed off the list and we'll go on to the next suggestion, and they'll be Russian rouletted. The more suggestions we get, we'll just do a randomizer to select which suggestion, which should be quite interesting. Koi Fish Gaming, I hope I win. Well, I have to say, since I think you're our only patron at the moment, the chances are 50-50. But no, yeah, no, it's going to be one of those fun things to give back. And when we do the memberships, I'm going to do a bit more of a cheaper membership to access to the video suggestion part, or the Discord, and to that section. And I think the difference will be maybe one or two smaller things, but it'll be quite interesting. I got worked that out yet, but yeah, it'll be quite good. But I am looking forward to this whole new. Best way to do it is leg of the journey. You know, the whole everything that's going to happen, because it's going to be absolutely fun and insane. Dempsey, look behind you. Loki is trading DempseyJ Gaming for Krispy Kreme and not sharing in front of the class. I'm confiscating the Krispy Kreme. They're mine. Actually, no. I want the Pippin Donuts. In the UK, I don't know if you've got it there, but we've got something called Pippin Donuts, and they are massive donuts like that, and they're just full of like chocolate or custard or jam dead in the centre, and they're amazing. I want donuts now. I'm going to load up that donut dragon and eat it later. Now, anyway, I think this kaiju is done. Does anybody think we're missing something on this? Because I'm pretty sure we've nailed this one for the atmosphere and that, and this will be going on to Patreon tonight. And it will also be... I need to figure out... That's another thing, actually, I've got to figure out. That's something I need to figure out myself. I've just thought of something. If Patreon have access to the artwork to download, I think if we do memberships, they should have access to some of the artwork, depending on their level. I need to figure that out. But no, do we think we need anything else on this, or do you think this is done? What's your opinion? I think this is done, personally, but there is more we could do. Deegan, Koi-Fish Gaming, can I pet Loki? You can pet Loki. Loki's a demon cat. He's an evil bad guy from the channel, but you know, you could pet him if you want. I'm sure he'll be fine. He is a cat after all. Demon Hunter says, if Kirby was a demon slayer character, what kind of blood demon art would he have? He would have like an absorbing one, so I would picture him as more from the Marshall Peak comic. If you haven't seen it, you've got to. They're on like chapter 2300 odd. It's amazing. There's a technique in there called I think it's the Heaven Devouring Battle Lore, and it just absorbs anything. I think that would be Kirby's. Not a problem, Zara. Thank you for joining the stream, and we'll see you on next one. I'll probably see you somewhere in Koi's stream on Thursday, maybe. But yeah, thank you for joining. Smoke coming from the Kaiju's mouth. I think the fog should be full of ghost faces. I can potentially try and put ghost faces on the fog. That'll be interesting. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it... Oh, this is going to be interesting. I might not have enough flares to do this. I might not actually have enough flares to do that. Oh wait, no, I do. Why didn't I think of doing that before? Oh my god, I didn't even know I could do that. I can merge the masking with the layer. I did not realise I could do that. With a paper texture. Hang on. Let's look at ghost faces in the mouth first. Or in the mouth. Ghost face designs in the fog. What, like that? Just kind of like just throwing random bits out there. Let's say the fog of ghost face is being produced by the body of this kaiju. It could potentially be. In terms of a paper texture, I don't really have anything that is a full paper texture that I'm aware of. I need to find something that would work as a paper texture. So, so we've got all of these, but maybe old skin would be the closest. And then what I'd do is I'd have to enlarge it a bit to become like that, and then change the opacity down to find, and it looks like leather at the moment, and then just faintly, and I mean really faintly, just drop it in. So it's basically, the difference is between this and this, so it just darkens it slightly. That would be the difference between a paper texture. So I don't know about the papery texture as such. Yeah, maybe we should do the paper texture on it. Yeah, we'll put that texture on it. Okay, we'll leave it. Hang on. Say we'll leave it. I'm going to do something else. This is like the last stream. It's like, yeah, we'll just leave it. Nope. Nope, I can't leave it. We need to... I know we've got the paper texture on, but I would need to add some more of the light back. Erase the paper texture in a couple of areas just to bring a bit more of this back to just a little bit, just to bring back some of the light on the front bit, so that we've now got this kind of like subtle, just subtly, but it just brings the picture back to where it should be. Nintendo villains Venomized would be quite an interesting one, actually. I do need to do another Venomized episode. It's been a very long time, which is why I'm also going to be putting out a post to say if we can hit 3,000 subscribers, I will be doing the multiverse story arc Venomizing all 5 of the Dinobots. I may even do a 6th illustration on that one, which is the combined Dinobots Venomized, like I did with the Predaking. No, this looks, I'm going to say this one's done. I think, safe to say, this one is completely done, and we're going to leave it at that. Oh, 094 Arty person, welcome. You just joined us. We're just finishing. I think it's because of the time zone differences everywhere, but yeah, feel free to jump back to watch this. I'm going to make this into a shorter video, like I done with the other one, just music, so you can watch the whole time lapse happening. So that'll come out in the next couple of days. But yeah, this is, in fact, while we're here, let's have a look at the whole time lapse replay from the start. So we kind of went through the shapes in the last live stream, and we started working on sort of like all the lines of the character, which were really cool. Then we did the values based on a single colour and working out the really light and really dark shadows. Added the colours as a layer flat over the top and multiplied the layer to bring in the shadows from underneath. Did a couple things to make the just added a couple lighting effects onto it using the layers stuff. Then we started on this one to add more depth in the light and shadows, which is where I'm using my hard light layers and my overlay and my add layer to kind of like create the effects. And then after we finished the kaiju, we started working on the background, adding kind of like fog, some fancy effects with a color dodge, which picked up some of the colors in the background really nicely for the hues that we used. Went dark when we were experimenting with the different layers. Faded the illustration out just a little bit. Added a few bits over the top, some ghost faces in there, a paper texture, and then just erased it on a few areas just to get the final details. And that says 3 minutes 16 seconds, but this illustration has taken 5 hours and 20 minutes. 5 hours and 20 minutes well spent. So this is the final illustration that we've got of our GhostFreak Kaiju. I'll just zoom into the details so you can see it a bit more. I added also a perspective blur on it, so one area remains a field of focus in the center, and then it does like a motion blur around everything in like a circular radial, which works really good. And then yeah, it just adds, we even added a little Ben Tennyson in the bottom, thanks to Justin's suggestion, smack bang in the middle, looking at the kaiju as if to say, "Oh my god!" Or knowing Ben, he's probably gonna go, "It's hero time," straight into it. But yeah, this is our final illustration that we're going to have. So I will get this one ready to go, update the thumbnails and stuff later. But that's it for tonight's stream, or today's stream. So thank you all for joining. And Friday will be a video. It's probably not going to be the video game characters as something. It might be Yu-Gi-Oh! SCP's Part 2, or it might be another video. It's not decided yet, but we'll see what happens on that one. Zombie Demon. Spider-Man in Demon Slayer would be really interesting. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And I will see you next time.